So
Yes.
yeah,
Okay, that's great.
thank you.
Yeah, do you want to do you mind if you can add your name on their attendee list? And yeah, we can follow up or chat offline too, like if you are in the Slack channel.
Oh, sure.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, I think we can get started. So we can our team can start with some really exciting updates, and then for the audience, feel free to ask any questions, any comments in the middle of it, and yeah. Okay, so yeah, Yihua opened up like from our team opens up the PR for VLM V1 connector API in vLLM. And yeah, Yihua, do you want to briefly talk about it?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Yuhan, for introduction. So yeah, so I recently we just created a PR in the vLLM for the like disaggregated preview support in vLLM v1, and in this PR we opened up a lot of like new, not a lot of, but a bunch of new APIs to for the to better integrate the orchestration logic as well as the KV cache transferring logic into V1 V1 to realize the disaggregated preview support. And after this API is getting more stable, what the immediate next step is to have the support of this API in production stack. So in the coming weeks, we are going to add a new like better support of the disaggregated preview in production stack. That's the plan.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, thanks, Yihua, for giving the brief updates. Yeah. Um, any questions from the audience? Okay, if not, like we can go to the next item. So we also have a PR in our cache repo, which tries to integrate Nixo, NVIDIA's Nixo library into PD disaggregation in our cache. So yeah, feel free to check out. We are in the middle of testing and benchmarking the results. So yeah, we'll post updates in the channel if we have the results for that. Yeah.
And hopefully this will be done within this week and should
Yeah.
be also be upstreamed into the like VLM's main repo. So just it should be like tightly integrated into VLM. Yeah.
So I have a question for this one, actually. So is this one will be the same as like NVIDIA's V1 Nixel support on VRAM?
It's actually different. So we have some different strategy in implementing the actual transferring stuff. So technically, Dynamo's solution is basically they're transferring the data page for so their transfer is created at a granularity of each page, each layer, each page, which is a pretty small like per transaction. And what we are doing is we have a much larger transfer buffer in order to fully utilize the NVLink bandwidth. So that's one key difference. And another difference is that Dynamo's their patch is pretty intrusive in VLM. So which means it modifies a lot of stuff in VLM from the LM engine to scheduler and down to the worker. And what we are doing in V1 is we are having a much like decoupled implementation of this connector API, which just did it just have a few lines of the code inserted into the scheduler and the attention module and achieves the KV cache injection and extraction. So that's also we have a like which means we have a much more cleaner integration with VLM.
Okay. Let me ask a question differently. Is this follow the previous design to copy the GPU memory to CPU to RAM to DRAM and then use the transfer?
Not really, not really. It's directly
Okay.
writing the KV cache to the decoder instance. So it's a peer-to-peer transmission.
Okay. Can't wait to test the performance.
Yeah, it's still work in progress. I will finish this PR like very soon, and I think it should be we can talk offline if you're really interested. Yeah.
Sure. Gotcha. Thanks.
Okay. Yeah. Any other questions on this item? Okay. Yeah, we can also share some more updates on production stack side. So now we have two new interesting features merged into vLLM production stack. One is about enabling tool calling support with MCP. And another one is we can now support OpenTelemetry tracing, distributed tracing in production stack. Yeah, feel free to check out. We have some new tutorials about that. Feel free to test it and let us open up issue if you find there are bugs running it. Yeah. Okay, I think there are some updates from our side. Any questions from the audience, like anything like on any aspect? Okay. If there are no more questions, I think we can end early. Yeah, we're actually thinking of making this kind of like rescheduling this community meeting because next week it will be like 8 a.m. PT and it may be too early for West Coast folks. Yeah, we'll try to have come up with a better time for most of our contributors. Yeah.
I may have a later question, Yuan.
Okay. Yeah.
Did you guys start to play or test the recent Llama 4 Scout or Maverick in your platforms?
Yeah, actually, Yuhua, I think you are testing some of the MOE models. Are you also trying Llama 4 out?
Yeah, I didn't got a chance to try to run Llama for these days, but I think the next milestone also for vLLM on the vLLM side is we will have a very efficient like large scale deployment of those MOE models with expert parallel plus disaggregate preview. So I think in the so that's also the goal on the production stack side. So I'm actually talking with Simon about the potential milestones and the how do we do this. But yeah, that's a long-term stuff. But in terms of like right now, do we have the immediate support for Llama 4? I think if the vLLM supported, the production stack itself should be able to run it if you're not using like more like those advanced features like Mcache. But we will start like trying around these new models and test the compatibility with our like features. That's for sure.
Thanks.
Yeah, by the way, if Llama, just realize that if Llama 4 requires multi-node to run it, current production stack I don't think current production stack can support it, but there should be some quantized model versions that we could try in production stack. Yeah, that should be able to run if that can fit in one node. Yeah.
Can I have a follow-up question
Mm-hmm.
regarding quantization?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's a naive question from my side. It's more related to sort of the strategies of vLLM in choosing the type of framework uh,
Mm-hmm.
to support in terms of quantization. What is keeping vLLM from using Llama CPP, for example? Because I'm seeing like teams from Unsloth that are reducing 70% of the size of the model using GGF formats, and I always wondered, why is it not sort of adopted from the VLM side? Is it like an architecture sort of incompatibility, or
Mm, uh, just want to make sure I understand. So, um, so I'm not that familiar with Llama CPP, but why is it different? Or how is
no?
it different from the
It's more
current
aggressive.
quantum? Right.
Because the
Really?
accurate quantization support, I think you got AWQ,
Mm-hmm.
GPTQ as well, I guess, right? Uh, on the vLLM stack. But I've just seen, like, I've noticed and observed Llama CPP sort of framework that was using GGUF, and the perplexity values were pretty significant and decent. And also the reduction, like the 4-bit quants were, very small compared to the original full size, full precision uh, models. And the quantization, the key means quants were like just great, and they can also support inference on CPUs. I was just wondering, this is more like a big picture kind of question, because I know like the tree of vLLM is completely different than the one of LM Cache, but since we have this type of uh, we had this meeting on the platform, I throw that question actually, but not necessarily something to have an answer to right away. It was just sort of a genuine uh, remark.
I see.
Yes.
I see.
So thanks for bringing it up. So actually, I remember last time, the last VLM's East Coast meetup, there's a bunch of like neural magic guys joining that, and they gave us a they gave us a they gave a like pretty cool update about the quantization stuff. So if I remember correctly, they said they're supporting like multiple different quantization techniques, including both like modal quantization plus modal and attention quantization. And also, I remembered like vLLM also supports like loading modal weights in different formats, including like GGUF. But I'm not
Yeah.
100% sure about that. And I'm not sure whether we can find the slides for the VLLM meetups, but if we could, there should be something about the neural magics talk at the East Coast VLLM meetup last month. Yeah.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, like currently vLLM can support at least AWQ as a model quantization. Um, so Jose, are you saying like Llama CPP may have better performance in terms of like the
It's more
quantization?
because when you have like a key quants, for example, there's a
Mm,
better way to have a sort of finding the sweet spots between the accuracy and the size, right? So like
mm,
you're choosing, obviously we're not talking of activation, but mostly the weights, right? So like you could
mm,
choose between like 8 or a 5, a 4, a 3, 2. Usually the K Q4 K M quantization is really, especially for those that are using local machines or maybe a limited resource hardware, it's really they're sort of interesting to use those models because they have like a decent perplexity and the quality, the accuracy is good enough actually to start building on top of it, like application or having it as a backend. So you could choose either even after four bit, the Q4 is usually enough. After that, you would just, you know, represent the weights with more bits, but the accuracy is not actually great in terms like the change is not like a twofold or threefold, right? So usually that's where the sweet spots is there, Q4, K, L, or M. And I noticed the Unsloth team recently did a DeepSeek 3, even the most recent version, March 24, where they reduced the size from 700 gigs to 200 gigs. That's more than 70% of model size reduction. I'm thinking, well, okay, I just realized that they've been very consistent uh, based on the work they do in the quantization quality or the perplexity values that they have as an outcome. And even the community, especially the ones that are not using, I'm saying like GPU nodes in the cloud, but those that having like just, trying to work on the local implementation, local installations where they not don't necessarily have more than RTX 3090 or something. So that's what I realized where there's more involvement or growth in terms of quantization uh, evolution on the Llama CPP. I'm not saying like it should be the standard. It's just I just realized that uh, we got more iterative progress in terms of quality of a quantization and performance than we see in the older ones. I might be biased, but I was just wondering why, maybe or when, or if it's in their sort of roadmap to support Llama CPP backed quantization as well. I know the GGUF is supported experimentally, but some people on Reddit have reported that they run into issues. But I just throw the question here just so to know if it crossed their minds at some point, like the vLLM team.
Yeah.
This is really a good question. I guess
Yeah.
we'd better ask Simon about this.
Right.
But yeah, this is a really good point, and we do see a lot of like other than like industry practice or as well, including both industry practices and as well as like research communities. They're moving very fast at the quantization stuff. So I mean, definitely it would be great if we can adopt all those kind of like optimizations.
Yeah, sure. Thanks again for humoring me. I'm just sharing a link here with Warren Sloth actually just created a quantized version with 178 bits of Llama 4, and they reduced the size to 122 gigs for Maverick. So, I didn't try it, but in terms of size, at least, like you can see that it's really promising, encouraging.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
That's impressive. Yeah. Great.
Hi, I have
Hey.
a question as well. So
Yeah.
for the production stack, like, is there any like interest to add other GitOps tools? I'm just saying like Argo CD or some stuff like that to automate the deployment. And I think yeah, just wondering.
Oh, sorry. I don't fully get the question. So, are you asking whether we have automatic deployment for production stack?
Yeah. Like, is there any plan to add those tools like Argo CD stuff?
Sorry, what was the name?
Oh, Argo CD, like AR.
Argo City? Oh, I see, I see. I don't know about this tool. So yeah, maybe like for people who knows a lot about this tool, like feel free to add like your integration of production stack to it and opens our PR for that if that helps.
Is that yeah, Dan, is that a CI/CD tool just like GitHub Actions?
Yeah, I think it will replace the GitHub Actions.
Yeah, definitely it can be deployed. So it's hand chart installation, right? So as long
Yeah.
as in your CI/CD pipeline you have ham chart command installed and you do ham, it's one-click deployment.
Yeah, and I think it has a UI to
Mhm.
visualize the deployment. And so, yeah, no, I think it's a very common practice, but in the industry to
To use Argo CD, right? Okay.
yeah.
Okay, I think it's definitely doable because ham chart installation is just one line of command. It's one-click deployment for sure.
Yeah. I just I think it's the project is new and it's just growing up, and maybe this kind of things will be added later. But just wondering.
Yeah, thanks for bringing this up. Just want to make sure I understand. So the key benefit of Argo CD compared with like say GitHub Actions is like it can more easily deploy it and it has a
I guess it's kind of like a continuous delivery to a production cluster, right? Don?
Yeah. I think it definitely has more. It's like you can set up multi-tenant environments for your deployment.
Mhm.
I think
Uh-huh.
where
Uh,
in a company like you can set up a name like a workspace for different environments like UAT, prod. So you can, I think you have more flexibility to manage the deployments, stuff like that.
I see,
I
I
got
wanted
see.
to
it.
ask,
Suraj, yeah.
yeah, I wanted to ask on like I wanted to clarify like why Argo CDS and like how does it help the production stack project? I mean, it's good for if you have your own development setup and then you wanna continuously deploy your applications and whatnot. But I mean, how does it help production stack? I fail to understand. Can we elaborate on that, Don?
Yeah, I think so.
And I was asking like how does it help the production stack project?
Yeah, I mean like your production stack is like going to real industry production level. Like I think Argo CD might help like in automating like this deployment process. Like and it has a UI. Especially, I think it might be helpful for the specialized the people team like
Ye- Yeah, so I think like regardless of production stack supports it or not, right? Like for if you have an application that support that you want to deploy and manage and do continuous deployment, I think Argo helps. But I don't know if it will help the production stack project. And if you talk about the UI side of things, I think there are a bunch of good dashboards for Kubernetes that are available that can be used regardless of production stacks. I mean, they're generic Kubernetes dashboards, so they'll be helpful. For example, Headlamp is one of the projects that I regularly use for as a Kubernetes dashboard. So yeah, I still don't understand how it will help, but you can create a issue. I think we can discuss there as well.
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah, Dan, feel free to open up an issue. Yeah, maybe we can have more offline discussions on that. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Sounds good.
Oh yeah,
Thanks.
but I was
Thanks.
just gonna add on to that, onto what Suraj said. I think yeah, I don't think ROC is something we'd integrate into the like repo. Maybe you'd use specific Helm charts with which to deploy on our Argo CD. But I did want to ask because there were a few issues I saw about the router checking pods during deployment, specifically checking for LoRa adapters as well as like specific metrics that we want to continuously check for. Is that something we're planning on implementing in the near future, or is that even implementable?
Uh, like Lucas, you mean like the LoRa controller check?
Sure, LoRa, or like there's like you can get metrics right now. I mean, you can
Mm-hmm.
the minimal tutorial that's up, you can get metrics from active pods, but like
Yeah.
whether you are like checking in with those pods to check for like specific updates, is that something we should be working on?
Uh, are you referring to those kind of like CRD like checking, or am
Yeah,
I
there's
missing anything?
no, yeah, there's like multiple issues on this, but the one that caught my eye was the adapters, like checking for whether adapters have been added to a running instance and
Mm,
updating that from the perspective of the router.
mm. Yeah, that I think that should be that can be implemented, this kind of check.
Yeah, I wasn't really sure how we would do that. Maybe we can talk
Uh,
about it offline.
yeah, we could talk offline. Yeah, because time we're about time. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, let's have more offline discussions then. Thanks everyone for coming. Yeah, I'll post some updates on and or more pool on like the time like for like the next community meeting. Yeah. Okay, I'll keep you guys posted. Okay. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
See
Bye.
you. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.